is Stillborn Prom Elizabeth Vesselert. I am doing my presentation for Global Politics on Kashmir versus the Uyghur Genocide. So first of all, I will be doing my project about independence movements. Independence movements are basically organized group efforts made within a society to promote or obtain independence, and these efforts are made through social, political, economic, religious, territorial, or ideological grounds. And for the issues of Kashmir and the Uyghur Muslims, these are two pressing incidences that are happening right now in contemporary politics that are in violation of human rights. And while they may have started off as mere independence movements within their own countries, they have now become involved with other global world powers. First, I will be talking about the first case study, the Uyghur Genocide. There is a minority population of Muslims in China that have been put into re-education camps. They're being forced into doing labor. They're being forced to be sterilized. There are cases and incidences of rape and torture and systematic erasure of religion. These people are being forced to renounce their faith and pledge loyalty to the Chinese Communist Party. As for case study number 2, the conflict that is happening in Kashmir, this all began since 1947 when Kashmir and Jammu signed the Instrument of Accession with India, which Pakistan questions the legality of, and India's claim over Kashmir. This land is abundant with natural resources, and so both Kashmir and Jammu are being fought over by India and Pakistan at this moment. And young people are being recruited into dangerous groups, and this dispute has been causing nothing but corruption and suffering. For international relations theory and levels of analysis, observing these two conflicts on a domestic level, in Kashmir, first of all, the Indian Constitution, it says that Kashmir is a part of India. However, they are granted a certain amount of autonomy and they create their own constitution and laws. And India doesn't want this because it could take away India's access to natural resource-rich land. And on the domestic level in China, China does not desire any international criticism of its authoritarian approach to governance. They believe that they are being threatened by the Muslim population, and in their own narrative, they are merely protecting their culture and integrity. In terms of realism, first of all, emphasizes on conflict and competition, and countries will always act in a way that will protect their own perceived natural interests. In the case of India, India wants unregulated access to Kashmir and does not want to compete with Pakistan for power, while in China is just looking to maintain their cultural sovereignty, and they justify their actions by claiming that they are fighting against terrorism. The reason that we look at these cases through levels of analysis is that it helps us get a better perspective. We can see the purpose and objective behind each of the country's actions, and we can also see how on a global level how other countries may retaliate, or a lack of retaliation in some of these cases may be due out of specific reasons, out of personal reasons, or for the sake of their own country's safety. To conclude, there is not much that is being done in either of these incidences at the moment. The U.S. has been a mere facilitator in the incidents of Kashmir, but I believe that it would be better if they encourage both sides to demilitarize and also promote investment in state through its own aid agencies. And as for China, there has been a lack of word against what China has been doing from international communities, and I strongly suggest that people take a stronger stance, whether it's by inducing sanctions or suspending China from the Human Rights Council to take away their diplomatic powers, and asylum should be granted to Uyghur refugees.